It was the Grizzlies with a big win over the Lakers, highlighted by this block from Ja Morant. This is one of the most athletic feats that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Turns the ball over, jumps up, blocks it with two hands, and then starts the break. Jalen, what do you think of this block?
You know Ja Morant is one of my favorites since college. And the beauty of how he's performing and how people now are able to appreciate it is his amazing athleticism, court vision, ability to pass, because he's not a knockdown three shooter. And so many times, right, it's easier to look at a Steph Curry or a Dame Dollar or even a Trae Young, because these guys are shooting the ball from 30 plus feet. A guy like Ja Morant is dazzling us with his athleticism, Jacoby. And I've been saying this to you forever. He played like a guy that was playing with the kids his age at the park, and then playing with the older kids as they came to the park. And then he started to do his drills and wait for the night thing to happen. And then when the other run, the best run of the day happened, then he's still at the gym. That's what I see from Ja. And for the casuals that's gonna talk about Memphis today, they started this streak without Ja Morant.
Yep.
Bane has been terrific this year. You know how much I love Dylan Brooks, who's been in and out of the lineup. And yesterday was also Jaren Jackson Jr. And so Taylor Jenkins, the last couple of years, has done an amazing job of getting this team to the playoffs. And now they're in top 4 in the Western Conference, and they waxed the Lakers. I mean, hey, dog, I know they're playing without AD and all that. They waxed the Lakers. You see Ja Morant looking at the rim on that lob?
Well,
you see Bane trying to...
Ja gets so much attention, and he deserves it. But if you watch the game yesterday, this was not Ja Morant putting the team on his back and beating the Lakers. Bane has been amazing all season long, and he was yesterday. And Triple J has also been great lately as well. This Memphis team is for real and needs to be.
Memphis and how they played noted that with some of the shots going off, that can't for the whole team. The defense can't slip some. What did you see in this one, kind of starting early?
Not sure. I'll watch it and see kind of where or what.
Was there anything, Russ, and with the understanding you got to watch the game first, but that you noticed you guys building these last 4 games, that just wasn't quite there tonight?
A few things. I mean, you can't pinpoint one particular thing, but definitely some things we just a step slow on.
Russ, this is game 41 for you guys, so the halfway point of the season. So obviously tend to pull back and look at the big picture. How do you feel about where you guys are at the midway point? Obviously the record's probably not where you wanted it, but how do you feel about this team at this moment in time?
I mean, I guess we're moving in the right direction, other than tonight. That's all you can worry about is the next game. Figure out you want to be playing your best towards the end of the year.
Russ, from a point guard's perspective.
Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. I wanted to know what you made of Ja Morant's impact, considering you play the same position, and just what you could say about how he, particularly the chase down he had on Avery.
You talking about just a play or what? Just a play. It's a block. It's a block.
And just overall, what he brings to that group.
Big for them. Bring their downhill speed. Puts pressure on the defense. Does a good job of doing that consistently, which makes him, hard to guard.
Russ, to kind of Bill's point about being at the halfway point, the schedule in a lot of ways is sort of broken for you guys in a favorable sense at this point. Memphis is a team that's won 9 in a row and stuff like that. What does this team need to do to be more to be in these games against the better teams? Because obviously, I'm sure you guys are aware the schedule is about to get a lot harder.
I don't have the answer to that one.
Russ, you told us a couple times, your game is not predicated on scoring, and there's a ton of ways you can contribute, and obviously we've seen that throughout the winning streak that preceded this. But are there also nights like tonight, especially while AD is hurt, that you sort of look at your scoring and think, the team is going to need more from me?
I already know that already, but just based on position and where I'm at on the floor, just.
About how this game might have contrasted with the last couple that you played, and how much of that was you, how much was Memphis?
Well, I want to credit Memphis first. They played great. They've been playing great. They're one of the hottest teams in the league. Not having Adams out there, obviously he's a big part of what they do, but they get a little faster and a little more spread out and a little more difficult to guard in some ways. So we had trouble, getting back in transition. And, I thought this is one of those games where, we let a lot of misses at the basket affect our defensive focus. When we weren't scoring, we lost focus of what we're supposed to be doing on the defensive side, and that can't happen. Obviously that was a big reason they built a big lead.
Frank, I just wanted your vantage point of the chase down block that John Morant had on Avery Bradley, just in terms of the rarity of seeing a guy get it with two hands like that, and he didn't score 40 against you guys today, but he made his presence felt.
Yeah, that was a special play from a special player. I don't know what else there is really to say about it. I think it was clean. I didn't see any replays or anything, but he's a special player. So that was a hell of a play.
Frank, aside from LeBron, the rest of the starters were 8 for 39. What do you chalk that up to? Is it just one of those nights where guys just aren't hitting shots?
A lot of guys having a tough night all at once. And credit Memphis' defense. They're a good defensive team. They force a lot of turnovers, and they break rhythm. So we were just a little out of sync. But like you said, a number of guys having tough nights all at the same time.
Frank, we've talked a lot about Russ and kind of trying to figure out good games, bad games, and different things like that. Obviously, tonight didn't impact the game really, I would imagine, in the way that you wanted. Was it a step back tonight, just an off night? What did you kind of make of the way he played?
Yeah, he had a tough night finishing at the basket for whatever reason tonight. And, he just got to play through that. He was not alone. A lot of our team, struggled to finish, either finishing open threes on the backside or finishing, quality looks at the basket. And like I said, I feel like our group let that impact, our defensive focus and intensity, and that can't happen.
Frank, we all saw AD on the floor before the game in a brace, but looked pretty comfortable shooting. Was that the most he's done so far? And are you encouraged by where he's at in terms of the whole recovery process?
Yeah, the only thing we're saying about AD is that we'll have an update after 4 weeks, but he has been doing some shooting.
Frank, I know you've talked about you're missing some parts of your team, and you talked about, come postseason, we hope to look very different.